Do you love the Premier League? Because I know I do. And here at the Footy Culture, we are here to bless you with an exclusive discount from our friends at Fubo TV, where you can stream all the Premier League matches live in 4K. Do you love watching Heung-min Son, Bukayo Saka, Manchester United? All of that is available to stream exclusively here in Canada on Fubo TV. So hit our link in the bio for that exclusive offer. Now let's get into the action.
What's good, Footy Culture fam? My name is Matthews, aka Matt, aka Matozinho, and today, coming at y'all with another episode of the Footy Culture Podcast. Once again, I'm joined today by Dave.
What's up, boys? What is up? It's a good weekend, man.
It does too much.
It's a good weekend. It's a good week, sorry.
What are you talking about?
Barcelona,
Bro. This guy yapping about.
Madrid lose points.
Barca drop points too, bro.
I don't care.
Anyways, and then on the couch, you got man like Jimmy and man like Chris.
What's up? It's been a very good weekend, guys.
Why is it a good weekend? Didn't Juve lose?
Yeah.
Damn.
Didn't Juve lose, bro?
Couldn't be my
It's
club.
actually a terrible weekend, low key, bro. But
For who?
well, if you're if you're a United fan, it was definitely terrible for you lot because 3-1 against your rivals from the same city. Big performance though from man like Philip Walter Foden. What a player!
That's
2
not his middle
goals.
name.
Cheeky break. That's his middle name, bro. I swear.
Walter, yeah.
I thought it was Chestnut.
Anyways, a cheeky brace from Philip Foden, just causing havoc against Manchester United. And we saw it happen last season as well, right? Hat-trick?
Yeah.
Him and Haaland in that one game, but
I was there. So, yes, it was true.
yeah, man. Phil Foden, 18 goals, 10 assists in the season already.
Damn.
He's actually 9th on Man City's all-time top scorers.
What?
Which is insane. Because he's 23 max? 22?
Something
Yeah.
like that,
Well, he's been there for a minute, though. Like, he's been around for a time. So I guess it does make sense that he's kind of climbing up that list pretty quickly. But he's low-key a goal scorer. Like, you don't really book it because of how many other players have been scoring goals for seasons in that team. But 18 goals this season already is pretty solid. And they're still competing in both competitions as well. So I'm sure he's not done scoring. I thought he was going to go for a hat-trick in this game, too.
Yeah. Philip Chestnut Foden, literally, I saw all these memes of like, you know, the picture of, what's his, like, I think his name is Franklin from GTA with the dog.
Okay.
And
yeah.
it was just like Man United because he's like, he owns them pretty much is what they're saying.
Damn, bro. Low key.
He kind of does own United because he's always
Only Aguero has more goals against United for City. Yeah.
Damn.
So low key he does, bro.
don't let the dogs out, man.
But nah, man. Phil Foden. Does he have a Ballon d'Or in him?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know,
Why?
man. It's tough, man, because not even Haaland. Well, Haaland hasn't even had one yet. And if you think about the season that Haaland had last year, treble winner, broke the Premier League scoring record for a single season in his first year at that team, and he still didn't win the treble. Obviously, I know Messi effect and whatnot. Obviously, Foden is not going to have to be worried about that, but he'll still have to worry about coming up against people like Haaland. Haaland's still having a fantastic season, but no one's really talking about it as much.
It's not last season.
Because it's not last season. He's not going crazy with the goals. But I don't know. I think it's going to be tough. Like, unless I think the biggest thing for him is becoming a starter in the England team. Because right now he's still not even a guaranteed starter for his national team. And I don't think you can win a Ballon d'Or unless you're contributing for your national team.
You don't think he's a guaranteed starter?
Should be, but
Why? Who's starting?
He
over?
is in my team. We went through this already. In my team,
You don't
he
think
is.
in Gareth?
But I don't know if
No.
Gareth is going to be starting him, right? I think Gareth is going to start. I think Rashford will still maybe start over him. Saka, I think, maybe on the right. And then
might still be
obviously
Raheem.
up top, you have Harry Kane, you have Watkins.
You still have Grealish, too.
Grealish.
He favors
I think
too.
Foden is maybe just ahead of Grealish in my team at least.
Yeah, but it's not your team.
It's not my team, I know. But I don't know. He's going to have to start, I think. Once he starts starting for England and they actually win something, then he has a chance. Because we've seen it's very, very difficult to win without doing something for your national team.
I think there's another reason why he's never going to win one. We have Mbappe like 90% going to Real Madrid.
Yeah, and
That if that doesn't show, like he's gonna have such a hard time winning a Ballon d'Or, especially with Jude Bellingham there too. So I could see a Real Madrid player winning it for like the next 5 to 10 years.
in a row?
Like honestly, maybe,
Nah, bro, don't be saying
Maybe,
that,
man.
bro. Don't be casting
You
the
think?
negative energy out there, bro. Come on.
maybe, man. Because Haaland realistically might not stay there at City.
Nah, he's going to Madrid after.
He might go to Madrid like you've been saying, and then
then it's a wrap, bro. Just close football, bro.
It just piles it up.
Just cancel football, bro. It's done.
So
those two guys go.
Madrid is in his way. That's what's in his way.
Damn.
Really? So Madrid is what is stopping Foden from winning a Ballon d'Or.
I mean, I still think he needs another step. Like you said, he has to start for the national team. That's his next step.
I think he will, man. Like, he's been in excellent form this season. You know, young player, very versatile, can play a lot of positions. I don't see why not.
Yeah, it would have to be in the left wing. I think that's the only, because Saka's not coming out of that team. Even though he might be better than Saka.
He is in my books, but
he's not going to take Saka just because that's kind of their golden boy.
Right winger.
I think you guys are overhyping what he's doing, man.
You think it's just a hot streak?
It's a hot streak.
Right.
I think it's a hot streak.
18 goals, 10 assists.
What else?
Dude, he's been doing it all season.
Okay, this is one season. What he's in the last 2-3 seasons. He's been so cold the last season. The season before that, he was
nice.
cold.
He just hasn't been starting consistently.
But why is that? Or you think Pep is not going to start him if he's good?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they have.
Pep plays players if they're on a hot streak. You've seen it with Grealish. Grealish was on a hot streak. He played him. Now he's cold. He's not even going to start at all. Doku had a hot streak in the beginning when he first signed, and now he's coming on and off. Obviously, he's on a hot streak now, so he's going to be playing more. I think it's just he's on a hot streak. I hope maybe it's not. Hopefully, he does continue with this form and leads on. But for you guys saying he's going to win a Ballon d'Or, or is he contention to win a Ballon d'Or? Come on, man.
Not this season.
No one said that he's going to win.
Not at all. I don't think he's ever going to win that. He's not. Don't even name him. Don't even put his name in a Ballon d'Or.
I really said he's not going to win a Ballon d'Or
ever. Don't put those two names in the same sentence.
I said that.
I think it's going to be like Messi and Ronaldo again. Haaland and Mbappe. It's just going to be one of them two winning every year.
Jude Bellingham.
Don't forget about Jude, man.
No, Jude's going to be like that odd person like a Modric who wins it. But it's going to be Haaland and Mbappe.
Jude will win more Ballon d'Ors than Modric.
You think Jude will win more Ballon d'Ors than Modric?
Modric had Ronaldo and Messi, though.
Yeah. Mbappe and Haaland aren't at the same level as
Not even close. They're not.
Messi and Ronaldo. Bellingham has like just as many goals as them, and he's a midfielder.
What did Haaland just do last season?
Yeah, and didn't win a Ballon d'Or.
Okay. You think... did Messi and Ronaldo do that when their first season of a new club?
When did Ronaldo
I don't hear you guys talking.
When did Ronaldo win his Ballon d'Or for Real Madrid?
His first real Ballon d'Or was the end last year of Man U, right?
Last year of Man United.
I believe so. Yeah.
Which is like his third year.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if he won back to back. Maybe Messi won the year after. Maybe Messi won Ronaldo's first year at Madrid, I think.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Either way, Bellingham has Ballon d'Ors in him, man. He just does.
Yeah.
The main difference between Bellingham and Modric, obviously they're both fantastic midfielders, but Bellingham has the PR. Modric was always that kind of under the radar player. You know, no one really talked about him, was never really in the media. Mm-hmm. Bellingham's always in the media, like already having Adidas ads, already having a signature line with Adidas, you know, a celebration. Mm-hmm. He's everywhere, right? He's just that guy. And I think when you have that PR coupled with his ability, that's just a Ballon d'Or brewing.
He has goals to back it.
He's got goals to back it. He's got assists to back it. He's a complete player. And he's a winner, right? I think he's a player that wants to win. Mm-hmm. And I think in that Madrid team, even if Mbappe goes, Bellingham is still going to be the focal point of that team. He's still going to be in the midfield controlling the game, right? He's still going to be scoring goals even with Mbappe. Obviously, they're going to be playing off each other and working well together. But you see it in this team. Bellingham's the guy. No one thought he was going to be the guy. Everyone was thinking Vini. Everyone was thinking Rodrigo. But he's outscoring all of them, right? Ancelotti really kind of morphed the team around Bellingham. And I'm sure he'll do the same for Mbappe when he comes. But when Mbappe comes, it's not going to be the end of Bellingham.
Is it not, though? Because Bellingham's not going to be scoring this many goals.
Says who?
Says
you really
Mbappe.
think so, bro?
Yeah.
Says
You really
Mbappe.
think so?
Yeah.
Why?
The goals that Bellingham are scoring, he's not scoring the goals of a striker or running in behind.
He's getting those opportunities because they have no striker.
Bro, the runs he's making is that of a striker.
Yeah, but Mbappe's not making those
The
runs.
way he's playing in the box is that like a striker.
How many times have you seen Mbappe score a header?
Mbappe?
How many times have we seen him score a tap-in?
How many times have you seen Mbappe score a
We've seen
header?
him score so many
I don't know.
tap-ins.
Why?
How many times have you seen Jude score headers?
How
A
many?
lot.
Okay.
A lot of goals are coming from the header.
Okay,
They're
but he's not
crossing
going
the
to
balls
be...
in the box, and Mbappe's not going to be in there winning the headers. He's not going to be
Bellingham's not going to be in there either.
Okay.
What's
So
he been doing
you
all
don't think
season?
they'll play their game differently then?
No.
It's
100% they're going to play their game
Let's
differently.
be real. Jude will not do this at this level of scoring, but his
His
What
impact
he's-
will change.
what he's going to give to the build-up, it won't change. He's still going to be a huge part of that build-up, a huge part to that finishing. And Mbappe will be there as well doing the same thing.
Yeah, he'll be making those extra runs.
In an Ancelotti system, they don't, as you said, they build around Jude, but they don't really build around a player because as we said before, they give him freedom.
Yeah.
So he'll be just fine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sure, they'll get freedom, but you think Mbappe's gonna want Bellingham to score his goals? No,
Yeah,
if Mbappe's in the box, he's not gonna want Bellingham there.
I guarantee you, we're gonna.
And
see,
if Vinny's there as well, and if Endrick's there, and if
Endrick's not gonna
Rodrigo's there, dude, these like for one thing, these are world class attackers, and they're world class attackers for a reason because they are selfish in front of the box.
Yeah. So why aren't they scoring now?
Because Mbappe's not there right now,
So what about the other guys you just named? Why aren't they scoring?
and Bellingham's taking that role.
Why isn't Vinny scoring? Why isn't Rodrigo
Once
scoring?
a striker, an actual striker comes there, he's not going to be scoring this many goals. He still get goals for sure,
Yeah.
and of course he's going to contribute to the team differently, 100%. He's obviously going to add so much more still,
Yeah.
but he's not going to be scoring like this.
He'll still be
he's not
scoring
going to have these numbers though.
He'll still. I guarantee you, he'll still be at least the second top scorer in the team.
You think he'd be second top
in the
goaler?
team. Yeah.
Yeah. If Mbappe's first, Bellingham's second.
Yeah.
Who's scoring more?
Matt, is Vinny not scoring more than that?
Vinny's not even scoring more right now, and he's supposed to be the focal point in the
Vinny's
attack.
Nah, Bellingham's the focal point in attack.
He's a
Being
midfielder.
honest, bro.
No,
He's being outscored by a midfielder.
I'm sorry. After I think
that he plays in, bro.
I think
Well,
after
Vinny's a winger.
no, I think after they realize what Bellingham's doing right now, contributing up top, he's become the key player. He's become the focal point of that attack. You can't even say he's not. 100% he is the focal point of that attack. He is.
Exactly. So if a player who came in as a midfielder has came in and become the focal point of the
Things
attack,
change, of
what does
course.
that tell you about the winger? He obviously can't score as many goals as Bellingham, so why is that going to change?
Things change. If like I just said, if a player like Foden is on a hot streak, he's gonna play more. He's gonna get the ball more. If your midfielder is scoring more goals, why would you not make him the focal point of that attack?
So why is that going to change next season?
Because Mbappe's going. What do you
player comes
mean?
I never said anything about Mbappe. I said second top goal scorer.
A new player came in, Bellingham. He became the focal point. Mbappe's gonna come in. He's become the focal point.
Okay. What did I say about Mbappe? I said Mbappe is going to be first. Who did I say was going to be second?
I don't think Bellingham's gonna be second.
Who's going to be second then?
One of the other Brazilians.
They can't even be. They
It's
can't even.
between him and Vini, bro. Let's not forget, Vini had like what, almost 40 GA last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40 GA.
And then Bellingham came.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then Mbappe's gonna come.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then Bellingham's goals
So if
are gonna diminish.
anything, Mbappe is going to be taking more of Vinny's limelight.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Vinny's going to become more of a creator with these.
That's kind of how he is right now.
Yeah, and I think it'll increase when Mbappe comes as well, because when you have a player like Vinny who can create, you can take on players. Like he's going to be crossing a lot of balls, and he's going to be squaring a lot of balls for Mbappe, who's going to be making that first run, and then Bellingham was going to be making that late run. Obviously, it's going to be dangerous, but I don't think Vinny's going to be there to score as many goals. We're already seeing right now, he's not really playing to be a goal scorer. He's playing more to be a creator now. He's creating chances for his team. And I think that's his best position, to be honest. Like his best, like I guess, role in the team, I think, is as a creator. I don't think he's a goal scorer.
So, realistically, if looking at Madrid, are they keeping the same formation, the 4-1-2-2 with Mbappe coming in? Because that would mean that they're dropping either Rodrigo or Vinny.
I don't think they'll keep the same formation, bro.
No, 4-3-3.
Doubt it.
they're gonna
It'll
go
probably be 4-3-3.
But then you don't. Yeah, maybe.
Like I said, they understood right now that the best thing for their attack and for their system is Bellingham being the focal point. 100%.
And it's been
Once
working,
you
right?
find out like a tactic or like an equation that's working for you, you're not going to switch it until. Why switch until it's broken? Why switch until something else comes better? Mbappe's coming. He's better.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to switch it for him. Come on.
Yeah,
They've wanted this
4-3-3.
guy for years, man. This guy, they've wanted him for years, and he's finally coming. They're going to switch it for him.
Yeah,
he's
maybe.
going to be the
Yeah.
brat that they want now.
4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, but realistically, nothing changes.
I don't know about nothing.
Either way, Bellingham is going to be playing behind the striker.
Yeah,
They'll
100%.
have that advanced role in the
It'll
mid.
be advanced. You'll have Tchouameni, and you'll probably have Camavinga
Exactly.
just behind. Cruz still rotating
Still
in.
Valverde too.
And Valverde can start as well. Even if Valverde is playing a right wing, which we've seen him play a lot of times, he drops into the midfield to defend with 4, and then that's how your team lines up.
4-4-2.
4-1-2-2.
Yeah. Speaking of, actually, I wanted, since you brought this up, since Jude has such an advanced 8 role, I saw something on Twitter that was saying that yes, the 10 is dead, but there's the new number coming. I mean, coming into play, it's an 8.5.
8.5.
8.5, where teams are starting to play with 2 10s in the 8 rule.
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing City do that. We're seeing, I can't name them all right now, but there's
Arsenal.
Arsenal. There's plenty of teams doing it right now.
Barca have done it.
Barca have done it. I think Juve done it once, but like, who cares about Juve like this thing? But yeah, is this like the new? I feel like we talk about like new tactics happening every so often now. It's changing so fast, it's insane. Because now teams are playing with this new 8.5 that people are calling it on Twitter.
I don't think it's new because like football works in cycles, right? Like everything's pretty much been done before, but it's been a different name or it's been like a bit of a different variation of it. Like, it's not new, it's just what's happening again now, right? Yeah. But it makes sense like with how like the game is now and how players operate now. It makes sense why managers want to use that kind of setting, that kind of formation to best fit their team because it works, right, for the better teams. We've seen it happen.
Yeah, I think like with a lot of teams now, we've seen how important wingers have become in the modern game. You know, every team that's been successful the last few years, they've had very good wingers. And I think when you have those two players playing in the 8.5 in that kind of half space, that's where you need the players to connect the game. You have your winger out wide, you have your striker in the box, you have your 6, but who's kind of in the middle there? It's those players who are kind of in that 8.5 who can find those pockets of space and create danger. Because if you really think about it, when that team's spread out to defend wide, where's the danger? It's going to be in between that fullback and that center back, where that 8.5 can kind of tuck in, find the space, get his head up, and either drive at the defense or kind of pick that pass out. So I'm not surprised to see teams kind of playing with this, and I think there's going to be a lot more teams playing with it because I think nowadays, like if you're looking at a lot of the top players that are coming up right now in that midfield, a lot of them are already molded in that kind of 8.5 role. Like I'm thinking about players like Musiala. I'm thinking about players like Wirtz. To an extent, I'm even thinking about players like Pedri and Gavi, right? Jude Bellingham as well are players that are pretty much made for that 8.5 role where they're playing in the half space. They're not really playing as deep as a 6. They're not necessarily playing as a 10. They contribute a lot more to the game. They're the 8.5. And I think now that we're seeing this new generation is already molding into that role very, very, very well because that talent pool is just full. And I think when you have that many talented players in that position, you're almost forced to play a play style like that to get the most out of that player.
Yeah. Dave, what do you think about the 8.5?
I think you guys are just making stuff up right now. Like, what are you guys saying? 8.5. What is this? No, I'm just joking. I agree. No, I agree. And you're seeing it just. It's like nowadays, all you see is like these midfielders now popping up. These 8.5s, you can say, they're just popping up and are shining. Let's be real. I think they're shining the most on their teams. These 8.5s out of everyone on their teams, like these guys are the ones that are shining the most because they're, again, you said they're contributing the most. They're always in the limelight. They always have that ball. They're always making those moves, creating. You see, like Foden is an 8.5 too. I would say, in an extent.
He plays in the midfield,
right? Like when he plays in the midfield with De Bruyne, he can be that type of 8.5. And I agree. Like these are the guys that we want to see more. It brings us back to those kind of 10 days. Obviously, it's not the same, but you know, it's you think of an Ozil. Could he have done this? Could he have played this role? Like maybe if he was a little more, able to move and switch his roles. But yeah, man, seeing these 8.5s, these players, like it's very bright because again, they're very creative, and that's what you want in football. Football's all about creativity and elegance. So, but going back to Jude. What happened this weekend, Matthew? Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. So, I'm so happy. I can't even
Madrid
speak.
versus Valencia. It's 2-2, 94th minute, I believe. Ball, pretty much like after a corner, ball is brought into the right. I believe Brahim Diaz crosses it, but as he's crossing it,
I think it's Carvajal. Was it Carvajal?
It's Carvajal or Diaz, one of the two. Anyways, one of them crosses it in, and as the ball comes off his foot, and the ball's just starting in the air, the referee blows his whistle, but a man like Jude headers the ball and it goes in. Controversy? Did the ref make the right decision?
Nope.
Did he call it too early? What do you guys think?
I think it's crazy, man, because we've been sat here.
Refs are Barca fans.
We've been sat here for months under the impression that the refs are all Madrid fans, and Barca's been getting screwed for years, and the whole league is run by Madrid.
Crazy. Smoke and mirrors, bro. Smoke and mirrors.
And then now, all of a sudden, 3 points gone
Doesn't mean a thing, bro.
I know it doesn't mean a thing. The league's already done.
No, that's bullshit.
It's still huge, right? Because at the end of the day, like, they don't get the 3 points today. They have to leave with 1. But now they're also missing a Bellingham for the next game, which I know is not as a result of the call. Like, obviously, he shouldn't have acted in that way. But to be fair, that was a terrible call.
He only acted in that way because of the call.
It was a horrendous call. Like, it's crazy. Like, if the ball left his foot and then he blew the whistle, I would understand if they played the pass through. Maybe Brahim, like, maybe put his foot on the ball and wasn't really showing an intent to make a move or to act in any way. But if he crossed the ball and then you're blowing the whistle as the ball's going into the box, like, come on.
No, yeah, it's complete bullshit.
That's terrible.
That should never be called ever. Not even like in a healthy game.
Why?
Because that's like what refs learn. Like if it's like an advantage for one team, like it's a high price that there's a chance of them scoring. You do not call the game there because that just literally ruins the game. Huh?
Time was done.
Okay, but like if this happened to Barca, you guys would be crying.
Oh, it would do. We
Maybe a little bit, but was it not the correct decision?
Dude,
if
this happened to Barca, dude, Matthews would have had the VAR room tapes.
Yeah.
He would have had the referees in the VAR room. He would have figured out what teams they supported when they were like 15 years old. He would have had all the dirt. But no, I think it's obviously a tough call. But
it doesn't even happen in FIFA. When you have a chance in the other zone.
Yeah, it does. I've seen it happen.
No, it never does.
Not when you're crossing the ball, though. Not when the ball's already left your foot.
Bro, I've been on a breakaway and had the ref call the whistle.
Yeah, but like at the halfway line. This was
past the halfway line, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the third, bro, and the rest blowing the
whistle. I don't know. It's a crazy call, but to be honest, like I was surprised that Valencia even got themselves in that position to have the game drawn at that point, right? I think they were ahead a few times in the game as well. But Madrid fought back, and obviously a late winner. Like we've seen that so many times with Madrid this season. But I don't know. In my opinion, I think the league's already done.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because Barca's just
a wrap.
Like I said, bro, smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, it's a wrap low key. Like Girona, I think dropping points this weekend was kind of the nail in the coffin there for the league. I think as long as Madrid don't really screw it up, I think
they'll be fine.
It's pretty much a wrap.
Jude gets a nice little rest day.
Rest day.
Can get rested up for Champions League, and then
he probably did on purpose.
Yeah.
Did on purpose what? Just scoring a goal?
Scoring a goal and yelling at the ref. But no, I think it's it's unfortunate. Obviously, I feel like it's bumming because every week I feel like we're coming on here and we're talking about a poor refereeing decision, whether it's in the Champions League or whether it's in the Prem or La Liga or Bundesliga, Serie A, whatever it is. I feel like we're always coming on here and talking about like a terrible refereeing decision. So I mean, it's tough because it's like you have VAR, it's like use it, but like at the same time, like you can't really use VAR to call back this situation. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think about
I know you were so happy before.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is, you know what? Let the cookies crumble where they do. As the saying goes.
That's not a saying.
I don't know what
I ain't never heard anyone say
Never
that.
heard that saying in my life.
Let the cookies crumble where they do.
Let the crumbles fall wherever they do.
He's making up his own.
All I'm saying is with all the things that's happened to Barcelona before and all the things that Madrid has, gone in favor for them.
Yeah.
I think finally there was some due diligence and something. The world actually finally put stuff in order. And obviously, yes, I do agree. It's a horrible call, but hey, finally something goes the way of everyone else except Madrid.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a horrible call. I don't know why the ref Madrid are still in Valencia's
final third.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
They're still in the final third. What are you doing?
Time was up, bro.
It's so dumb. No.
So what you want refs
You're
to
still
call
in
it
the
as
final
soon as
third.
the time is done?
A little bit after. It's minimum, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Minimum.
Yeah, and it got to that time, and he called it, no?
Yeah, but that's like it's minimum for a reason because if there's a chance, you let it run.
We've seen it. The ref call off the game like when the team has a corner.
Yeah,
but that's different because like they don't really. It's not as
it's still
big
an
of an
attacking
opportunity.
intent.
I think it wouldn't have been as big of a deal if when he played the corner, he called it.
Yeah.
Or he didn't even let them take the corner. But why let them take the corner just to blow once they cross the ball in from that corner? At that point, just blow before the corner is even taken.
Maybe from where he was standing, it seemed like the ball was going to go out of bounds. I don't know.
No, he was in perfect position. Like he saw the whole thing.
You gotta ask him, man.
Yeah.
I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
But even he knew. I think even he knew he messed up.
Oh yeah.
Right after he blew, he says, nope. That's it. He's like, fuck. In his head, he's like, fuck, man, fuck.
And
That's not gonna give me any more games to ref.
I was about to say that's the last game I ref.
I was gonna say
everyone's
gonna say have that narrative. Oh, he was a Barca fan. That's why.
Probably was.
Wasn't that your narrative the other way around?
What?
That they're Madrid fans?
No, I'm saying thank God. At least we have one of them now. One of the refs is a Barca fan.
He's still a Madrid fan.
That's crazy. It's crazy delusion around us, dude.
It's facts though.
It's wild.
Maybe it's facts, but at the end of the day,
you guys are brats.
Yeah, sure. Speaking about brats and speaking about big teams as Barcelona are, a huge debate on football Twitter, right? Matt, you've seen?
Heard about it. Yeah.
Who's a bigger club, Arsenal or Inter?
That's not even a contest.
Inter have 3 UCLs. Arsenal have 0.
It's not even a contest.
Inter more league titles and more cups. Arsenal more worldwide fans. Invincible season. Inter more Ballon d'Or winners. More legends. Is that true?
This just shows like the delusion of like English fans in general, especially like fans from the Big Six, that they just think their team and their league is like the only team and league that exists in the world, and that nothing else matters, and then they think they're the best, and it's just delusion at the end of the day, because I don't know how you can't say Inter is not a better team all time. Like,
Not even close.
Like we said, the CL's there,
even the league titles.
the titles are there as well too. Legends, they've had way more, I'd
Way
say,
more.
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, Arsenal are a big club. They do have a lot of fans.
They're in England, so.
They're in England, but do they have more fans than Inter? Maybe.
No, they probably do.
Yeah,
Maybe, right?
They probably do, because I think at the end of the day, the Premier League is marketed a lot better, and it has been marketed for a longer time than Serie A. So I think naturally they're going to have more fans. But I think Arsenal are probably just in like that tier below. Into like, obviously, I'm not going to go through a whole tier list right now, but
What's
I
your
think
tier
like
list? No, I'm joking.
if you went through a tier list, like you'd have like your Arsenals here, and then just above you'd have Anakin Inter.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
it's not even close, man.
Yeah,
Just from you reading all those stats, like Ballon d'Ors, not even close.
yeah.
UCL's not even close. Like Arsenal, I don't know if they made no, they made a final and they lost. But no, that's not even close. League titles, I don't know how close that is, but invincible season, ooh. We have one too. No one cares.
Nah, yours doesn't count the same though.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not even close.
It doesn't hit the same as that. As that
because
one
it's on the Prem.
Yeah.
So, but better players all time. I think I already said that. Inter, not even close. So that should not even be a debate. As you said, the delusion that they think that their league is like so much ahead of everyone is like insane, because until like maybe like the 2000s, like they were complete garbage.
All right, I have a little game for you guys then.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Top 10 icons, legends of each team. Name them right now.
for each team in the world.
No,
Inter and Arsenal?
Bro, we're talking about Inter Arsenal. Why would I ask you to name top 10 of all the teams in the world?
You weren't clear with your question.
Okay, so are we going?
And I want to see who
1?
has the. I just want to see, because you guys are saying that Inter has more legends.
We'll go from 1 to 10. So we'll do like 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2.
Mm-hmm.
So number 1, probably the best.
Who's the best Inter legend?
Oh, shit, I forgot his name.
You forgot his name.
Giuseppe Meazza, that's who it was. Giuseppe
You
Meazza.
can't start off like that.
Or
You can't
Thierry
start off
Henry.
like that. You can't start off like the best legend. I forgot his name.
Okay, I just
Yeah,
forgot the
it's
name.
not
I
looking
forgot
good.
the
That's
name there.
bad.
Okay, I
It's
forgot
not
the name
looking
there.
good, bro.
Okay, go.
Giuseppe Meazza or Andre. I never watched Giuseppe Meazza play, so.
You're really not giving yourself a good.
No,
leg
I'm
to
just
stand
saying.
on.
I'm not saying that Inter's gonna kill him. I'm just saying let's do it that way so you could
Okay.
have a score. I'm asking you guys what you guys think. Giuseppe Meazza versus Henry, because technically Giuseppe Meazza is their biggest icon. Maybe Zanetti, but it's probably Giuseppe Meazza because the stadium's name.
I don't know. I'm taking Henry. I haven't seen Giuseppe Meazza, and I've seen what Henry's done for
Let's do the
Arsenal. and
recency bias then.
Yeah, like, I'm sure Meazza did his thing, but
Yeah.
like,
Does he have a Ballon d'Or or am I tripping?
Who?
Giuseppe Meazza.
That I don't know.
he might.
Okay, so as you check that, we'll go number 2.
But I mean, I don't know if we can gonna go through the whole list
Yeah,
one
no,
by one,
no,
because
no,
I
no.
think like
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
that's
I
the
think
thing,
let's just
because then you can also pull R9 for Inter,
I was gonna put R9.
right? You
back.
pull R9
No,
for Inter,
no,
and
no,
he's gonna
okay, no.
trump everything
Yes?
from Arsenal,
What do you mean? Those were his best years.
I guess so. Yeah.
right? So like, I think it's tricky because you have players that had periods at clubs, like Patrick Vieira played for both teams.
Mm-hmm. But what are the most known? I just want not even top 10, just 10 legends. The first 10 legends that come to mind.
Well, I think for me, like when I'm thinking of Arsenal, like I'm thinking of peak Arsenal is that
Invincible
season,
Yeah.
right? So you have players like Henry, you have
Bergkamp.
Dennis Bergkamp, you have your Patrick Vieira,
Robert Pires.
right? But then for me, it's like Robert Pires, okay,
He was good.
He was good, but like then like you're not. I wouldn't necessarily say he's like that much better than some of these players that you're naming on Inter. Like I think for me, Zanetti is probably a bigger legend than Robert Pires.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would say so.
Right?
I'm just naming some, just coming to mind.
You
What
know
are some
I mean?
Inter legends right now?
Zanetti, Cambiaso, Lucio, Julio
Milito,
Cesar, Melito, Eto,
Maicon.
Maicon,
Maicon was there as
Ibra,
well.
R9,
Ibra's an Inter legend.
Figo.
Figo.
The thing is,
Schneider.
like, I feel like with Inter,
Schneider.
it's a little bit tricky because I think with apart from players like Zanetti, Cambiaso, some of these other players, a lot of these bigger stars had a stint at Inter.
Mm-hmm.
Like they weren't there for like a full.
No, that's why
career,
I
a
want-
longer
You could
period
say
of
the same thing
time.
for Arsenal. Yeah.
Henry was there for a little bit.
Guerra wasn't there that long.
He was there for a couple of years. I don't know. I think it's definitely tricky. I think at the end of the day, you're picking players. A top 10 is always going to be very, very even, right? I think like if you're looking at the full list, Inter had R9, who I think is going to trump every player that Arsenal had.
Yeah.
Right? With that in itself. Then I think Henry is there as well. Right?
Mhm.
Henry's up there. Then you have Eto'o and Henry. I think we had this debate on a pod, actually, Eto'o versus Henry. I think at one point, right? But that's another comparison you can go towards, right? But I don't know. I don't think you can go based off just 10 players.
Yeah. Goalies would not even be close because I'm pretty sure their best goalie.
Julio Cesar, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Arsenal's best goalie is like the goalie they have right now, like Raya.
No, it's
Yeah.
not, dude.
Huh?
Shenzhen maybe.
No,
No, literally their goalie.
Peter Cech, no?
No,
No, Peter Cech suck. Who is it then?
Dude, what are you talking about?
Oh, fuck.
Jens
Dang,
Lehmann,
Jens
dude.
Lehmann.
Oh, yeah, the layman. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, I
Dude,
forgot
you're
about
not giving yourself a very good leg to stand on right now. This
Th-
clip
was
right
that-
now. This clip right now looks like you don't know.
Did they
you
have
don't
it in
know
the
ball.
unbeatable season on Invincible season, layman, or was that Illumina, however you say it?
Almunia? No,
Almunia.
Almunia was after. Bro.
that. Almunia.
Almunia was way
Proper
after.
player.
Almunia was like Rosicki.
No, he played a little bit before
Era.
Rosicki too.
Pretty sure it was Jens.
Yeah.
But then you had obviously Peter Cech as well.
Mhm. I have another question now because I saw a video on YouTube or Instagram or something like that. The Arsenal TV guy, what's his name again?
Robbie?
Robbie, and then that Man City fan. I forgot his
The
name.
bald guy?
Yeah, the bald white guy.
Yeah.
They're having a little debate, and they're saying what's harder, Invincible season or getting what Man City got the
Treble?
no 100 points.
Centurion
Oh,
season.
Centurion
I saw
season.
that video too. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is harder? Because what the Man City guy said, obviously it's just the way he said it maybe, but he said if you can have an invincible season but tying all games,
Yeah.
but you'll still get relegated. So is invincible season really that impressive, or is Centurion season more impressive? That was the basic question. What's more impressive?
Yeah.
Because in Centurion seasons you have to freaking win almost every game to do that.
Yeah.
So what's harder?
Well, I think it's different because I think you have to look at the Invincible season, but you have to look at the Invincible season where you're winning the league. I don't think you can just say just an Invincible season because, like you said, you can just tie every game, end up with 36 points, and then what? Right? But obviously Arsenal won the league as Invincibles. But in my opinion, I do think that it's harder to go Centurion. Because at the end of the day, like if you're looking at especially now, if you're looking at the teams that are in the Prem, there are so many strong teams that not necessarily saying it's easy to go out and tie them, but you can go out and draw against a Liverpool and you're okay. I'm still invincible. I drew against Liverpool, but if I want to get to 100 points, I need to make sure that I'm beating these big teams.
Yeah.
Right? Sure, you can have a couple hiccups here and there, but you can't lose that many games and still go for 100 points.
You have to win most.
Yeah, like you said, there's so many big teams that you can tie them to go invincible, but you have to beat as that Centurion season. You have to beat these top teams, and there's so many top teams, man, especially in that season. So it's like, man,
yeah, because if you
I think so as well.
if you think about it, 108 points is the most you could get, right? Because they play 36 games in the Prem, or is it 38?
38.
Oh, it's 38. My fault. So if it's 38 games,
111.
114
14.
points that you can
No math.
potentially get, right? So that means you can only if you're just hitting the base Centurion, you can only drop 14 points,
Arsenal got 90 in their invincible season.
right?
90 points.
That's pretty good.
That's still very good. Obviously, I think they're both incredible feats, but I think the Centurion season is tricky, man. Because look at that, they went invincible. They didn't lose a single game that season, and they only ended up with 90 points.
I feel like they didn't win by that much. I feel like United was there. Whatever. But yeah, Juve did both. So,
All right.
no, I think.
All right, buddy.
All right, bro.
I do think.
All right, buddy.
I do.
All right.
I do think that when Arsenal went invincible, the Prem wasn't that good. They did have
Think
that.
so?
They did have a couple of good teams. Well, they had like their top 6.
You want to, Statman Matt? You want to double check
They
that?
had their top 6 that was good, but I'm pretty sure like during that time they had like teams like Bolton and stuff in the league. I mean,
Dude, there's always going to be teams like
I know,
that,
but
though.
if you
Yeah.
compare it to now, where they're literally like
Teams like Brentford are
rammed
doing
with
good.
money, and they're like their lowest team is richer than like the highest team in the Bundesliga. Maybe not the highest, but like it's way harder to lead because they have the funds to do it. Back then, they weren't as funded as they are now, so they couldn't compete as much as they do now, where any team could beat any team.
Yeah, they kind of smoked the league because Arsenal had 90 points in that 03-04 Invincible season, and then second was Chelsea with 79, United third with 75, then Liverpool fourth with 60.
Yeah, so
79 for second place is not too crazy. 11-point
yeah,
difference.
so
Were they still playing 38 games at that point?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think, so obviously, like, even just showing that there, right? Like, the league wasn't even that strong.
Yeah.
Obviously, you went invincible. That's a great feat. But, like, you still didn't get 100 points. Now, when you're looking at these teams, like Spatty said, these teams are stacked with players, highest wage budgets in the world in the Premier League, huge transfer fees coming in, not only for just teams playing Champions League, but teams playing Europa League. Teams that are even playing in Europe are going out and breaking the transfer records of some of the teams in the other leagues. So I think when you take that into consideration, and that Man City were still able to come through and have that 100-point season against opposition like that, I think that, for me, just edges it.
But if we're talking about just Invincible and Centurion, let's say if we just go like what can we go to? Like the Eredivisie or some random league. I think Invincible.
Then it's different.
I think Invincible is harder.
Why?
Just to go every game unbeaten with where all the teams are kind of equal shows that
All the teams are equal.
I'm not saying they're all equal, but they're
It's just lower level.
it's just lower level words.
Stop making fun of that league, bro.
I said any league. I just picked them out of the hat.
No,
If
it's
anything, there's more of a gap
that's why.
because you have teams that get money from Europe, and have teams that never get money from Europe,
Okay,
and they're not
fine.
getting
Pick
big
a
TV
league.
money. Doesn't matter what league you pick.
I just want to say any league besides the Prem.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, and actually, you know what? The Prem right now would be better for. Okay, yeah, I guess. Yeah, your point's right.
What do you mean?
Right now would be better for Invincible
Why?
because of how hard the league is. Yeah,
So right now you're saying it'd be more impressive to be invincible than to have a Centurion season.
yeah, because of how hard the league is. Yeah, yeah,
But you can go invincible and
And-
finish second place,
yeah.
and that's more impressive
Oh.
than the team that won the league with 100 points.
But I thought we were talking about winning the league.
I'm just saying, like, theoretically, based on your argument.
No, I was talking about like winning the league as an Invincible.
That was a question I was gonna say. Like, what would be more hard? What harder than like?
I still
today's
think it's
day?
more impressive being a Centurion because you're dominating your sport, getting 100 points. Like,
You're not going out there and just tying games.
no, exactly. You're not just tying your way to a title or whatever, like Portugal tied their way to Euros, but you're dominating throughout the whole season, bro. 100 points. I'm pretty sure the team scored a record amount of goals too. And I just think it's more impressive, bro. 100 points. I know Madrid have done it, to name a few. Juve? What year?
With Conte, I don't know the exact year.
That's
2013,
Damn, bro. How
maybe
you not know that
2013. I'm gonna say
years?
2013 or 2014, one of those years.
Fair enough. But
Maybe 102 or something.
But yeah, we got UCL coming up. I got a cheeky little UCL question. So which club that hasn't won the UCL yet, that's still in the competition, would benefit the most from winning it? So as a club, all-time rankings could potentially take them from like a B tier to an A tier. What club would benefit most from winning it that hasn't won it yet?
That's still in the competition.
That's still in the
today?
competition.
Easy. I have mine. Did you guys want to go, or do you want me to say mine?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the one that would benefit the most would obviously be Paris, would be PSG. They're like one of the only big clubs that don't have a UCL title. Them and Arsenal, but yeah, there's not really any like team that would obviously would make a difference for like Napoli, for like their city and stuff. But like as a club who invests a shit ton and have Mbappe on their team, like PSG, easily.
Would that really benefit them the most? Because they have all this money they could spend, and like that's that one trophy that they're looking to win, but they're still an elite team. Like, what really changes after they win a UCL? Are more players going to want to come to PSG as opposed to a smaller team, like maybe like a Sociedad or maybe like a Leipzig or maybe like a Napoli? Is that going to change like how the team kind of works going forward?
I think it changes just the vision or the thought of the team. I mean, look at how people thought of Man City before they won the Champions League. Everyone had that chant, "You'll never win." What does it go again? Freak. You'll never win that. You'll never win that. Champions League, you'll never win that. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
But once you win it, like now you can't say anything.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the same thing with PSG. They have the money, they have the players, and that's why people made fun of them. You had Messi, you had Mbappe, Neymar, you couldn't win it. You guys are a joke. But I think once they win it, then they're going to have that, I guess, credibility.
Yeah. But will they really, though? Because they're an oil club at the end of the day. Like, is it
so
really,
is Man City.
Is it really that impressive if they win the UCL?
Yeah. I think now it would be. I think if you asked me this question last season when they had Messi, they had Neymar, they had this super team put together, maybe that in itself, because of how they got there, wouldn't have been as impressive. But now that you drop Neymar, you drop Messi, and you committed to almost like a rebuild with French talent, I think that's impressive. You know what I mean? Like, you're able to commit to this rebuild, signing young players, signing young French talent. You let go of two of the biggest names in football, and then you go win the Champions League for the first time for your country, but also for the first time with this project that you've started and spent all this money. And now when you invest in French youth, you go and you win the CL. So I think that would probably be my answer. Cause I think one, it would kind of, demystify that, issue that Paris has been having, but it also brings some credibility to Ligue 1 as well. Right. Cause everyone's always calling Ligue 1 Farmers League, this and that. But obviously if PSG can go out there and win it, it's showing there's a certain amount of quality in that league for them to be able to go out and win it. And then obviously the second one is Arsenal, right? So that way at least they can have a leg to stand on in that debate versus Inter. But I don't know. Apart from, I think those are the big two. Obviously, it would be neat to see someone like Napoli or like a Leipzig or something like that win, but I don't necessarily think it changes the way those clubs are run. Because at the end of the day, like Napoli, they're already a very ambitious club. De Laurentiis is a very ambitious owner. And I think whether he wins the Champions League or doesn't, he's still going to invest a lot in his team and want to field a competitive team.
But I agree with you. I think like the thing is like the teams like Napoli, I guess, and Lazio, and teams like Atletico Madrid as well. They're not at that level already. Like it's crazy how Arsenal and PSG are already at that level of like top tier clubs, right? Like in that City, Barca, Madrid top tier clubs, and they haven't won a UCL. That's the difference, and that's why I think for either Arsenal or PSG, it's mandatory for them to win one like soon, like right now, because imagine it's like them going to a VIP club and all the top teams are there. Somehow they're allowed access, but soon enough they won't be allowed access because they don't have that UCL access, right? And at one point they're gonna start diminishing that they're a VIP level. It's gonna be going down and down.
Has a little bit.
And that's what I'm saying. It already has a bit, right? Like everyone thinks about Arsenal. Yeah, they're an amazing team. London's red, but slowly, it's that level of people can say this now is diminishing. Like it doesn't matter anymore. People aren't saying London is red, and people aren't saying PSG is a good club. So I think they have to win because so that they can go back up to that level of you can't talk shit now again.
Yeah, well, I think like for Arsenal, for them more so, they've always been a team that seems to have cared more about winning the Premier League than anything else. So I think for Arsenal, they would almost rather win the Premier League than win the Champions League, which in my opinion, I don't really agree with.
Small club mentality.
I get it.
But I think so too. I think if you were to ask me as an Arsenal fan, I would probably think they say they want to win the Prem first, then win the Champions League. Yeah, and it kind of makes sense. I think they would want to because, like, again,
they were so close last season. I feel like it would make sense that the fans would think that they'd want that more so than the Champions League, right?
I think you'd ask any fan, they'll say Arsenal.
But at the end of the day, like the Champions League, I think is still a harder competition to win.
Yeah,
right, because you're seeing Arsenal going out and absolutely thrashing every single team in the Premier League right now, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 5-1, whatever the case is.
Even this weekend,
and they can't even get a shot against Porto. Right, so it really shows the level difference between, and the mentality needed to go out there and win and dominate on a Champions League night versus going out and winning and dominating a game in the Premier League. Sure, the Premier League is, by all accounts, the toughest league in the world, but the Champions League is a different beast. You can't go out there and dominate a Champions League game the way you can a Premier League game, and for that reason, I think it's always going to be the toughest competition. I think if I was an Arsenal fan, I would rather my team win the Champions League. Because at the end of the day, like that's showing, my team can go out there and do it against the best teams in Europe, best teams in England that are still left in that competition. Why wouldn't we be able to go win the Premier League?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for me, I'd definitely say Arsenal is that team that would benefit the most because they already are a top club, I would say, but the Champions League is what they're missing. They're able to sign top players, but can they get the top pull? They have a great project in Arteta. They got great young players, a great spine to their team. That Champions League is what's going to set them apart from maybe like a Barcelona, like Juventus maybe, or any other top club that players are going to want to play for, right? And we know that Arsenal don't have European pedigree. They lost to Sporting in the Europa League last season. They're down 1-0 in the first leg to Porto this season. I feel like if they could win the Champions League this season, that'd be a lot more impressive than a lot of these other teams that haven't won before.
Yeah. I think like we all said, I think it's really a mix of PSG and Arsenal, I think, are the biggest two names that are kind of in that pot. And then maybe Atletico would be maybe next up. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, true. You lads got anything else you want to bring in?
Barca obviously not winning the game, but obviously losing a lot of injuries, man. Injuries for Barca are accumulating, man, and
right?
it's sad. 2 major injuries: De Jong and Pedri in that midfield. Sorry. What's going with Barcelona? What's happening with Barcelona, man? Are they gonna be able to even do anything?
To the ground.
I don't know, man. It's got to be something with their medical staff or something because we saw Dembele injured pretty much his whole tenure at Barcelona. At PSG now, I think he had one minor injury and that's it. I don't know, like what's going on with the physios at Barca. What's wrong with these doctors? But something's clearly up, and you could see with the way players get injured so easily. Like they'll get injured, I guess not heal properly, play again, get injured again. It keeps happening. It's a cycle, and it's got to be like rooted to like what the club's doing, like the staff and whatnot. But
didn't they change the staff like recently?
it's tough, man. I think just Xavi's like backroom staff, but I think like everyone else is pretty much the same, just like trainers and stuff that Xavi brought with him. But
So they don't like.
there's definitely something wrong with like the medical team, the physios, stuff like that, because the way these players get injured so easily and so often, and bad injuries too, it's crazy. I don't get it.
Okay, well, like De Jong's was like kind of fluke. That wasn't.
Yeah, he got stepped on and his ankle kind of.
Yeah, that you can't really blame anybody for that. But Pedri,
that's a recurring injury. It's on his right leg, I believe, and apparently he was telling teammates prior to the game that his right leg was still in pain, and
so
he went out and played. But that's something that the medical team has to catch, right? They have to notice that he's not fully fit. Why are we playing him so much? Doesn't make sense.
I wonder how often they do physicals at the team because
not enough, I guess. And the thing is too, like Pedri's like been doing work in the gym too, like obviously bulk up and stuff like that. But I guess it has to do with the medical team and not what he's doing on his own, right?
Does a bit of it come down to him as well, though? Like obviously, as a player, any player, you want to play, right? At the end of the day, that's the whole reason you're there. You have that passion to play, and if you look at us, we've always had that nick that we thought, maybe not be too much, and then it grows to be something bigger.
But the thing is, we don't have professionals in our ear telling us, oh, you have this, you have that. We don't have professionals telling our, superior that, maybe you shouldn't play because of this and that. But that's what I think's happening, though.
Yeah, I definitely think it's unfortunate timing too, right? Because I think the league, more or less, they're secure in a top 4 spot for the most part. I don't think they have a chance at winning the league, but I think they're pretty comfortable around that 2nd, 3rd, maybe 4th if everything goes to shits. But the real concern, I think, should be Napoli, right? Obviously, the first leg was tied, 1-1, and now you're gonna have to go into this game potentially short 2 of your main midfielders.
Yep.
Does this put Barca at a disadvantage? I know they get to play their second leg at home, which is obviously a great advantage.
But it's not really home.
Yeah, well, it's still you're not playing at the
You're not playing
Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, right? You're getting to play in front of your fans for the most part. So I think, what do you guys think is going to happen in this game? Obviously, we've seen Napoli turn up.
They're starting to get good, man.
They're starting to turn up a little bit again, right? So are Barca at risk here of getting knocked out of the Champions League?
100%. I think even before the injuries, Barca had a bit of a chance of getting knocked out. Like I wasn't too confident in the team going into this matchup, and now with our 2 main midfielders missing, the confidence is at the floor, bro. Like you got Gundogan pretty much having scoliosis the way he's carrying this midfield, bro, and it's even worse now. So because it's gonna be him, Romeo, Sergio Roberto, Fermin,
Christensen.
If Xavi wants to play a 4-man midfield, like
lineup,
that midfield's gonna get cooked, bro, and we're gonna have to rely on some individual brilliance. Like, is Yamal gonna start? Are we gonna have to rely on a 16-year-old to carry us in attack? Probably. Is Lewandowski gonna be on fire? Who knows? Because they're gonna get killed in the midfield. The defense, was solid until that one mistake that Inigo did. We'll see, man. I have no confidence though, to be honest. Very nervous.
Yeah, like we already had a midfield crisis when in that game when we were playing Christensen in the midfield. Like that was already an issue when I
crisis, or is this like the new tactic?
No, it's not. It didn't work. He was getting destroyed.
Like
huh?
They've been using it like every week since.
Yeah, but he hasn't. Okay. He's been okay. He's nothing special, man. At the end of the day, I'd rather have him as a defender, center back, than a midfielder. He's not a midfielder. He doesn't have that vision. You saw it against Napoli,
better, though.
Huh?
You guys been playing better with Christensen in the mid.
Yeah, because we have no mid.
Yeah, but like you take him out of the mid, you guys still play as good as you guys are playing, even though last game was garbage.
With all our players healthy, yes, but of course not. Not right now. Of course, we probably need him in the midfield right now. That's what I'm saying. Like we don't have any other midfielders. He's gonna have to play that 6th role.
Okay. And
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for Barca, but Lewandowski's been in good form. He's recently, like last month, he got Player of the Month. But like, man, again, is it gonna be Yamal carrying us? He's gonna be assisting? Is Rafinha in any form? I don't think so. And then Ferran, his form dropped massive. Bro. Felix can't even find playing time right now.
That guy's mid, bro.
Weren't you guys glazing?
Hey, I'm not saying anything. He's saying he's mid. What did I say? I didn't say anything. Bro, I want him to play. I want Felix to play.
He's right. Like, but like you guys are like,
no, I want
better buy this guy.
I want Felix. I want Felix to start, but we'll see. Well, it's gonna be hard for Barcelona. And injuries come and go for Barca, but they don't seem to go. They always seem to come.
All I'm gonna say is, ever since Osimhen has come back from AFCON, this guy has been back. Like he's been scoring every week.
Ever since Napoli sacked their gaffer. And
pretty sure. Yeah. But like he's back. I know he missed the pen against Juve this weekend, but like he's back. He's scary to go up against, especially.
Him and Kvara have been firing, right?
Huh? And Kvara's back too. Kvara's been. He played kind of shit against you guys the first leg, but so did Yamal. So they kind of like evened out.
Yamal wasn't shit, bro.
He wasn't shit, but like he was like kind of average. He had like a good like 10 minutes and then
good first half maybe.
And that's it. But like if Kvara and Osimhen come out firing, because as you said, the midfield probably realistically going to be better than Barca. Barca's probably going to have a better defense than Napoli because their defense is all right. It's going to be there might be a lot of goals.
It's going to be a game of the forwards.
It's going to either be a lot of goals or like no goals.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Me personally, damn it, it's tough to not recognize the form that Napoli's been in. But I think at the end of the day, the difference is I think Barcelona, obviously they're missing some key players, but they still have that experience. And I think in a one-game tie, you know what I mean? You have players like Gundogan, you have players like Lewandowski who have done it on every team they've played, and they can show they can perform in big games. And I think, if it's a tight game, defense is playing strong, all it takes is that one moment where that ball bounces in the box and you have someone like Lewandowski or Gundogan who have that composure to finish that chance. Whereas with Napoli, I think you're relying on a bit of individual brilliance from someone like Kvara or Osimhen, but have they really shown that they've had that composure? You just mentioned that Osimhen's been missing penalties.
No, he just missed the penalty against Juve.
2 out of 4 this season. I watched your recap.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously a player like that, obviously sure he's coming in hot, he's coming in motivated, but at the end of the day, when the pressure gets high, the stakes are high, is he going to finish that big chance?
Yeah, you're right.
He did it the first leg.
This is a do or die game now,
yeah.
Right? This is win it or lose it.
Yeah.
So Barca needs these experienced players to understand it and level up.
Yeah.
Step up this game and do, like you said, Napoli have those players.
Yeah. That's what you hope, right? If you're Barca, you're hoping that your experience can kind of guide you through this one, and maybe the next leg you're a little bit more healthy. If you're Napoli, you're hoping that these young, extremely talented players can kind of take that next step and show they can do it on a European stage. But either way, I think it's going to be an exciting game. Me personally, I got Barca.
Really?
I got Napoli.
Damn.
Barca?
I got Napoli, bro.
Woo. He's got Barca for sure, Dave.
Of course I got Barca, bro. It's in my blood. It's in my veins.
All right, bro.
Prove it. Prove it.
Miss Q.
But yeah, boys, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. You know who we are. We the culture, man. And with that, we out.
Ciao, ciao, boys. Thanks for everyone in the audio listening as well. Give a 5-star review.